I am a segment and digital producer for Melissa Harris Perry at MSNBC. So what that means is I am not only in charge of the blog and all the digital elements, the Facebook, the Twitter, dealing with anything really has to do with our online presence. I also work as a segment producer, so I'm responsible for a number of stories that appear on our show every Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. MSNBC. So we're just talking about my life. My life was actually all right. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but we didn't want for anything. And so, what my point is that even still, when I came here, it was a complete culture shock coming from the Midwest, as I'm sure you may understand. It's a completely different situation. So my life before I was here was one where I kind of did my thing in school. I was an athlete. I wrote a lot. I was an editor on the paper. But when I came here, I wasn't really sure what I would bring. I wanted to kind of see what this environment was all about before I really kind of just leapt in and just try to make it my own. I never heard of Penn my junior year of high school. And there was a woman who came to my high school who was from the admissions office. Those college conferences that every high school has. And I just happened to be in there, and a friend of mine was going to the conference. We were in the library. He said, "Why don't you come into this conference with me?" And I said, "Oh, okay. What is Penn? Is that Penn State?" That's not Penn State, obviously. And so go in there, and I asked a lot of questions. The woman took an interest in me and sort of followed me through the rest of my high school career. And that active interest was one of the deciding factors. On the tour, they don't take your parents over to 44th Street. You know what I mean? They keep you right on Locust Walk. And they're like, wow, look at the pretty buildings and the ivy and all the wonderful things. They did not take my mom past where the McDonald's, first of all, that Fresh Grocer wasn't there. None of the movie theater was, come on, y'all remember, it was a Burger King in a parking lot. That Fresh Grocer wasn't there. None of that nice, cutesy stuff that y'all have now was there. It was kind of real. And so, they didn't take us to that part. And so my biggest fear was when we drive up with my stuff that my mom wouldn't turn the car around and tell me, you're not going here. So that was, honestly, I didn't really have too many fears when I came here. I figured I would just, make my way the best I could. I knew that I knew what I wanted to study. I knew I wanted to study English. I thought at the time I was going to double major in history, but I just ended up focusing on English. And I knew I wanted to write for the paper. Those are the two main things I did. I walked into the Daily Pennsylvanian offices the first week I was here and asked for a column. They very kindly told me to apply next semester. But aside from that, I didn't really carry too many expectations, because I had no idea what the East Coast was like, and I had no idea what was waiting for me. It's October of my freshman year, and we're studying for midterms when in Du Bois, and we get calls. Everybody starts getting calls asking about, is this the nigger dorm? And then, yeah, that was a bunch of, I got it one personally. I picked up the phone and actually heard the guy say it. Yeah, totally. I'll show you. And people started, being like, okay, this is 1993, so, and people are like, going around the halls like, what's going on? What's going on? And then one of the calls was a bomb threat. And so we all had to get out of the building. Keep in mind, this is at midterms. This is not an accident. We had to leave the building at 1 in the morning, stand outside in the cold, and it resolved itself. It was fine. But I mean, that was my sort of first really heavily racialized experience here. Wow. I mean, just honestly, like everything, like from the micro stuff, playing Street Fighter 2 with my roommates who are now like all doing successfully in their life, you know, doing wonderful things in their lives, and thinking about how we all just do dumb stuff in Du Bois, and just how we fit 4 guys into a room, basically a suite that was merely made for 2 people. Thank you, Penn housing. And just like stuff like that, just like running around and just being foolish. But at the same time, you know, some of my best memories, I mean, one of my best memories is in the classroom. You know, I had a professor here my sophomore year who really inspired me, and I didn't think necessarily wasn't necessarily prepared for that to happen. And you know, that kind of stuff, you know, when it just sneaks up on you. Frankly, one of my best memories is leaving. I'm not being honest with you. I mean, there's a reason for me. I thought where you know, college is 4 years long. It was a perfect. I was ready to go. Soak it up. I mean, really, because the thing is that it really does stay with you. I mean, I'm a kind of by nature a very sort of sentimental person. So when I walked down, I noticed every single thing on this campus that has changed since I was here, and every single thing that stayed the same. When I saw a 2010 Ivy Day stone, I almost I grew a few extra gray hairs, let's put it that way. And you'll feel like that one day. And you want the experience that you have here to be a good one, that something that when you come back to this place, and you will, that it brings back good memories for you. And it brings back, you know, a time in your life that you really, really treasure. Because, frankly, if, you know, I can't imagine coming back here and being like, gosh, I don't ever want to go back to Penn. Soak it up. Know that you are extraordinarily privileged to be here, and make use of it, because there's, like I said, a lot of people that don't want you to. Make your mark. You know, leave your presence at this place in whatever way you see fit. Don't necessarily have anybody tell you how to do it, but in your way, in your own way, you know, let people know that you were here. You know, don't just pass through. And then also, on the travel tip, I mean, I gave up a major so I could go to London for study abroad, because I wasn't going to be able to do my history major if I, you know, I gave it up, I went and I did it, and it was the best thing I ever did. So go, seriously. If you get a chance to travel for any reason, you know, especially to study, do it, do it. Make sure, like, you see another brother walking out, make sure you recognize one another, because there are too many people here that don't recognize who you are, or recognize that you're even here. They don't even know that you're here. On television.
Jamil is like the moral compass. I am a little ratchet sometimes.